Okay, you want to start? Or you want to start?
Hey girl, hey.
Hey friends.
So weird when you say hey girl, you start.
Hey friends.
Hey y'all.
It's Britt and T. Alright, one more time. Hey friends.
Hey y'all.
It's Britt.
It's T.
And we're back with another video. As you can see by the title, we're going to talk about internet dating. So, not necessarily our experiences, but just like in general.
Just like in general.
Yeah.
So out of the loop with internet dating.
And, you know, and I mean, it's a pandemic going on, so it's becoming more and more normal, or more so like, what
less
else are you going to do?
taboo than
Right.
before. Like, I think 90s, early 2000s was still really like abnormal. Like, you could still go to like a club or a grocery store or a library maybe to meet somebody. I think a lot of people have dated people that they just moved from like high school or just from like around the way. So that's the norm for dating. But I think now the norm is internet dating. So I think that's something to talk about.
So, piggybacking off of what you said, like, it's crazy because even though it might seem taboo in general, like with the internet dating, but like we were talking about, you know, it seemed like a better choice in the sense sometimes. Because like if you meet someone out at like a grocery store or a gas station or wherever, they can give you any kind of name. Like they can say the name is John Boe, and you have to go with it until you obviously prove otherwise. Whereas on the internet, you can still lie, but you can at least check out like their friends, see if they have like local people,
You know,
or like
if they know somebody that you know.
Right. What else did they, what? Why is it still going on? Do you hear it? Oh, and by the way, we apologize about the beginning of the video. You probably heard the air, but we turned it off, so it should be better. Hopefully, it doesn't, you know, cut on by itself like a creep. But you had anything to say? Or was I saying something?
You were just saying like how you can kind of like figure out or get to figure out who the person is online.
Right.
Like I was saying, like mutual friends, or you know, you can see what type of like what friends they have, if they have any. Like, I mean, that's like with Facebook. Like when you get into like, I mean, even with
Instagram, you can like see what pictures they're tagged in, and if they tag people to see their real.
The only time that it gets a little different is like if you're talking to somebody that you didn't meet on Instagram or Facebook,
right?
Where it's like a dating website where it is like they can completely hide who they are, but
like tag even on Snapchat, it's not technically a dating thing, but it's Snapchat. All you can see is,
I think anything that you're online, you could message somebody and spark up a conversation or something, like sliding in DMs or whatever. But I think a lot of those dating apps, you could probably get like a sketchy person. You might not be able to find who they are, but I mean, a picture can take you a long way. Like anything online, somebody's picture's up there online, you can find something of that person. Whereas is like in person, and I'm not saying that dating, like meeting a person the traditional way is like
it's the worst
taboo
thing.
now, and it's like not ideal. But I mean, granted, this is actually a pandemic right now, so like people wearing masks, you don't really see everyone's facial features. So like if you're meeting someone in person, it's like you're only seeing like a little bit of their face and all of their body. So what is drawing you to that person? Like, is it the conversation?
I mean, which is a good thing. It's just,
I mean, if you have a really good conversation with somebody, it can definitely spark up like something. If you're a big flirt like myself, like I'm a pretty big flirt, so like I can spark up a conversation with somebody at a grocery store, or an experience I had at a freaking Chipotle, just joking, and that person was funny, so it was like the perfect opportunity to like get a phone number, but I didn't do that because of set reasons. But yeah, like I mean, internet dating's not creepy anymore. I mean, honestly, I think if you're gonna hide behind a computer, I mean, like people hide behind computers, but people are deceitful in person as well. So you don't know what type of person you're gonna get. So I mean, like,
but I mean, a benefit of the online dating, like, I mean, I'm not, again, we're not talking about necessarily like the dating apps, but like online dating, if you're just on your social media and they hit you up or something,
right?
Like, the benefit is if you do see their name, they actually have their legit name. You could go on like wherever you're at, like where we're at in Maryland, you can do like Maryland case search and like type, search them up, or DC. You can look. I'm sure most states have the ability to look them up, people. And that definitely can save you like a little bit more. You have a better chance, I feel like. I mean, either way, like, again, in person, you can get that person's name, you can look it up. You can look up their social media to see if their face pop up anywhere as well when you meet them. Well, I mean, it's kind of hard, like you say, we're wearing masks now, so it's like,
exactly.
I mean, have them flash you real fast in public or something real fast. Just keep a memory.
Real quick. Let me take a picture of you real quick. Look like, you never know what's behind that mask.
Right. I mean, it's a little scary about that part, actually.
Yeah, anything behind a mask.
Yeah.
So,
but, the internet, I mean, it's 2021. I remember back in the day, though, that was like a big thing. Like,
I mean, back in the day, people talked on the phone for a very long time as well. Like,
yeah, that's true. We had to.
So now everything's like text, which, depending on the type of person you are, maybe that works better for you. Maybe you're not a really good social person, so texting works better for you. I personally think that texting is a very poor form of communication in the beginning of the dating stage. I really do think that one-on-one time, whether it be in person or on the phone talking, is a little bit better. You get to really
important.
Listen to a person, listen how they talk, if they sound intelligent, if they're articulate, you really get to find out a person. I think a lot of words and things are lost in translation through text message, because you can't tell that person's emotion through a text message. Like, I mean, you ever by accident accidentally send something in all caps and it appears that you're yelling at the person, but you're not really yelling. It's just, oops, I left it on caps. So then boom, now it's like, oh my God, this lady just yelled at me. I'm not going to respond to her text. And it was just like a big miscommunication. And
yes, text isn't a setup. No matter like what scenario for referral, like, because you can definitely misread text messages. Like, you could be like, was she feeling the type of way, or is she being, or he or she being,
right? Like, was that shade or no shade? Like,
or is this awkward? Like, do they not want to talk to me because they're being dry with the text messages?
Right.
Whereas they probably are more of a phone person than a texter, but they entertaining you with text.
Right.
And so it's like me. I'm the worst texter. Like,
girl, me too.
Yeah.
Like,
either I text you back really, really fast because I keep it on my phone, like, make sure I reply, or I'll see it, do something, forget, hours later, then I go back and text back. And then the conversation is probably awkward or dry.
Yeah.
I'm a phone person. Like, if I was to start back talking to people, of course.
Yeah, if I look at a text, I can actually open a text, look at it, and be thinking that I'm responding and forget to hit send. And then now I look like the D-bag who just didn't respond, but then I'm on read, so they saw that I read the message. It's just it's a lot.
Oh, you do on read? Oh, no.
I do, because I need to know if somebody's read my message. So,
but that's not how that works. If you have yours on read receipts, that means that
I might not be.
No, yours is on. Actually, now think about it. Like, now you just said it. I can definitely see when you read it, but you can still see theirs if they have it set. But as far as yourself, I couldn't do that.
I leave myself on read because I think it'd be funny if people see that I had read a message and didn't respond. But yeah, so like,
that's funny. But yeah, I mean, that's our opinion on like
internet dating. I think it's cool. Like, I mean, you meet people however you're gonna meet them. And I don't think smart. That meeting somebody online takes away from the initial experience of dating in general. I think a lot of people biggest concern is like, oh my gosh, you met them online, like that's weird. It's not really that weird anymore.
Right.
It's probably weirder to meet somebody in person now, like at a play. I mean, like, people don't meet anybody in clubs anymore.
Right.
And like club meetings were always very sketchy anyways. Always usually left like ended in like somebody's one night stand or something,
right? Or a future booty call. Like, right. I mean, I was just experienced it, but
because what are you there for? You're there to have a good time. You usually end up having a good time. You may go back home with someone. You may not. You may even just still exchange numbers with somebody. But like, I don't know from my own experience or anyone else's where there's ever been any type of longevity with that.
That's true.
I mean, people can meet each other in church too, but I mean, churches are closed, so I don't think
it's like
that's happening as much.
Right. Maybe like you said, the grocery store and stuff like that. But 9 times out of 10, when you're out and about And like you said, we're all wearing masks. So for like females, the only way you'll actually have someone like come at you is because they might see your body shape, or there might be something on you that was attractive, or your eyes, I guess. Like, you know, it depends. But 9 out of 10, everyone's trying to get away from everybody for the most part.
Right.
So this time it's like, yeah. And I mean, and like you brought up a good point actually. When if someone says anything about like the internet dating is bad, because like you said, like if you meet someone out, if you do, even like pre-pandemic, and you meet them, what did you say? Oh yeah, if you meet them, you still have to go through the talking phase regardless.
Exactly.
Because
regardless, you still have to exchange numbers. You're still going to talk to each other. The only difference is that you had that first encounter of seeing them first.
Which is a plus. You know, they're a real person. You know,
right. You know, they're a real person. But then you have people who are very transparent online. They are themselves through and through. So the person you see online is the same person you're going to see in person. That's just like if you encounter a woman who looks like an Instagram model on Instagram, and then you see her in person, she looks like the regular. Like that doesn't necessarily take away from the fact that she is who she is. An Instagram model is her profession. So like that, I don't feel like that's deceitful either. So
yeah, I definitely like even like jump to that topic as well. Yeah. Like it's not, because if we're gonna post a picture, you're gonna post your regular picture. Sometimes like your funny pictures, or your I don't care pictures.
You're gonna post like really your great nice
ones.
Pictures, like sexy pictures. You're gonna post pictures that are gonna draw the most likes or most attention. Exactly. So really, when you're looking at that person's profile online, it should be like the best of the best. Like,
and also taking account, okay. Well, like, I mean, it shouldn't be only about looks anyway. So that's the problem. If you're focused only on looks anyway, you're going to fail. Because 9 out of 10, I keep saying 9 out of 10, but the person's not going to look like that. So if you're really like a genuine person and you're looking for like all aspects, make sure you take into account, can I wake up to that face? Like, you know what I mean? Like, imagine the face without whatever, the dry face, the slops, I know.
Right. Which is probably why a person who is used to meeting people normally in person is their argument is like, that's not what they look like every day. Well, I mean, you may encounter a woman that you feel looks very nice, who has on the makeup, who's dressed like really nice to the 10. Like she didn't just roll out of bed and put on sweats or something. That's not her every day either.
Right.
You know, what if that's not her every day? You just happen to catch her at that moment. So it's like, you also just have to keep in mind that like people are going to be themselves and their true selves when they need to be. So it's like going to the grocery store is not going to be the one time that you're going to meet the best looking person at their best looking time. Like,
right, because shoot. I go outside looking like I never had a home. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't
She does do that.
You know what she does? Yeah, I leave my house looking very, very. It's the easiest things. What sweatpants can I throw on? Boom. What big sweatshirt can I throw on? Like, and slippers.
Especially if this is like something like this rush, where it's like, oh, I just gotta run in here and do this, or something like, oh, I gotta clean my car off.
Gotta go to appointments. That's how I'm looking. I'm being 100%. But that's me personally.
Yeah. So like,
I'm lazy. When it comes to the parents, I'm working on the life. But so that's our opinions on that video. We're gonna end this one now. Like, just go to our next video.